Hi, welcome to this week's podcast. This week I'm having a little chat and sharing some resources and connections with you concerning mandalas and how you can create mandalas out of flowers. This practice has been around since ancient times. People have used flowers and flower petals, and it was probably one of the very first ways that mandalas are actually created. So I'm going to share with you a couple of ways that I do this, and also some resources and a bit of a reading list there as well, if you'd like to explore a little bit more. The thing with mandalas is that it's a very personal thing, and I've already had a lot of people write to me wanting to get started on this early, and I know I postponed my podcast because of my own personal writing commitments the last couple of weeks, and people were asking for patterns and they needed to download them straight away because they wanted to do it straight away. I certainly will put you in the right direction for patterns, but I truly believe that a mandala, especially one made out of flowers, is all about what comes from within you and what seems right when you're working with the flowers that you select. I share patterns with people to get them started sometimes and just for a little bit of inspiration, but it's so much better if you create your own from complete scratch, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. The word actual mandala is a very old word. It's sort of found in Sanskrit and a few of the ancient languages, and it always comes back to mean the same thing, and it's circle or magic circle. The idea of a mandala is that it connects all and it contains all as well, and that by working through colour, through shape, through form, with the circular pattern and the motifs and the symbols that you are incorporating, that you are uncovering layers and you are connecting within yourself and connecting without. So what I would say, and what I would actually absolutely insist when you're doing this, is to work in a magic space. It could be like mine is now with my postman going past. It can be a noisy place even, but you need to put yourself into that right frame of mind that you're creating something sacred. Particularly here, those of you who have been to my podcast, and I love bringing you out the front here where it's a part of the community, I've created an area here that's a bit of a buffer. It's connected with the community, but it also is my little buffer as well. And I have certain plants here, and I do certain things in this area so I can feel a nice flow, but a safe flow, and sort of a bit of guarding when I need it to be. And I'm actually making this mandala today in this area for that reason. So there's lots of things you can do with them. They can be created as part of spell crafting and spellwork. They can be created as a purely meditative and exploration little journey as well. They can be created purely for its aesthetics as a beautiful thing, but always they are a very spiritual thing and a very personal thing as well. So I'd love to see what you come up with as well. The same with any of these sorts of things that we're doing, or you're doing when you're connecting with flowers. Be really mindful of the flowers that you use, where they come from. If it doesn't feel right, then it's not right. So just make sure when you're choosing flowers, the way that you sort of feel about them. The best way, of course, is to grow your own flowers and grow them organically and use them that way. You can use flowers in different that you've obtained from different sources. I was just having the thought, because a lot of people say to me, should we pick the flowers at all? Well, I say, should we pick the lettuce at all as well? To me, they have very similar energetic qualities, and you have to look at things on that sort of a scale. We don't have to, but that's the sort of level that I look at things at, and I know that there's certain things that I won't use at certain times, the same as certain foods and plants as well. So I'm very mindful of what I do, and I'm very mindful of the way that I do it, and I don't just willy-nilly just go and grab whole rose bushes and use them en masse because I just want to. So I'm very selective, and this is the sort of thing that you need to bring into any practice that you're doing with flowers, is being mindful of the way you're doing it, and connect. Learn as much as you can about the things that you would like to incorporate into your practice, and connect. Be mindful, learn, listen, and get a really good feeling that the intuition, I'm not talking about intuition as in, like seeing the future, I'm talking about intuition, understanding what feels right and wrong and what should be left and what could be incorporated and used at the time, and used as in a sharing bond, not taking and exploiting. What else is happening this week? There's a couple of classes that are coming up pretty soon in Creative Witchery, and that is Lucy Cavendish has got another class coming up that I'm advertising in the next week or so, so watch out for that on www.creativewitchery.com. I also have a class starting in May, my Talismans class, which I haven't taught for about 12 months now, and that's been a very, very popular one. I've been asked a lot about my Oracle Tarot and Affirmation deck creating and publishing course. That course at the moment is pretty full, but I probably could take another 2 or 3 people. I have written to one in the last 24 hours and said yes. So if there's anyone else, if you just send me an email, I'll have a look at it and have a look at what you're up to at the moment. I just can't overcrowd the class that much. I've got my flower reading course starting this Thursday night, and I'm so excited about that. The classroom it's all ready. I just haven't opened it up to everybody at the moment, but we've got it's just such an exciting course because I've already written the entire course already and filmed for it, so it's just really, really exciting, and I can't wait because, as I said to a couple of you, I can't wait to have I'm sorry about the pun, my buddies that are going to be flower reading with me. If anybody here at the podcast tonight would like a little mini flower reading, you can just pop back onto the forum in about 30 minutes time and with a photograph of one of your flowers, and I'd love to read for you as well. Have a fantastic week. I'll speak to you again next time. Next time I'll be doing flower grids, which are pretty much like crystal grids, and it's just going through that sort of gridding process and how you can, it's like part B, I guess, of this little process here. I'd love to see photographs, videos, drawings, whatever messages that you get from your mandala work as well. Thanks a lot for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Happy creative blessings.